Hi, this is Jessica from Scotland Hill Farms, and welcome to week 5 of our pantry challenge. We are now into February and still going strong. Want to show you all my fridge. This is after I shopped last 2 weeks ago for fruits and vegetables. So this is what I have left, and it's not much. There are 3 stalks of celery, a little bit of iceberg lettuce that I need to use up. I have 2 grapefruits, 4 apples, there's 5 oranges, there's just a little bit of chopped onion, although I do have more onions, and of course I have potatoes and I have squash that I grew that you don't see here. So yeah, we are getting pretty low. So I'm going to go shopping for some fruits and vegetables for the next 2 weeks. So I did go out shopping. Me and my daughter went this morning. We like to go to Aldi's together. So it's been 2 weeks since I got fresh fruits and veggies. And I found this week a lot harder. I guess last week I had apples, oranges, and grapefruit left over. So I was able to get a lot more with my $25. Actually, I think I spent like $24.12 or something like that. It was a few cents under. But this week, I was almost out of all those things. So I needed to get those things and I couldn't get too much extra. And I found it difficult. Like I was putting stuff in my cart and then I literally put $25 on my calculator on my phone and then I subtract off as I go. But I was finding I had to juggle and like put some stuff back and then decide what I really wanted. So that's the first time I found difficulty with that, and that's okay. It made me think, and we'll just be eating some more canned fruits and vegetables or freezer. So that's fine. I'll turn you around and show you what I got. I'm including these grocery hauls in my weekly meals challenges because they're pretty boring. I'm just getting the same thing over and over. So like I said, I had to get a bag of grapefruit. So now, I don't know, this should last me the next 2 weeks, and I did have those 2 grapefruit in the fridge, so it may last me a little longer. I'll have to see what that's going to do. Got some greener bananas. We do have some yellow bananas. Like I said, bananas were kind of my exception because my family just goes through so many of them that we do pick them up during the week, but that's fine with me because it's a great snack. I'm not going to keep them from eating bananas and they're fairly cheap. So I just got a green bunch since we already have a yellow. I got some grapes, and this was my big expense because these were not on sale, but I just am finding I need some variety, and if I just have a few grapes with my meal, I feel like that's enough to get me through. So a lot of that, $5 in my budget actually, was spent on grapes, and the grapefruit were $3.99, which did say it was on sale, but I guess it is because those are usually like $1 a piece. I don't know how many are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 grapefruit. So actually, I guess that is a good price. Got another thing of celery. I do have 3 stalks in the fridge, but again, I'll be making soups and stews, so I'll definitely need that, and I will once again eat out the center stalks because those are my favorite. I got a head of iceberg lettuce, and I also got 3 hearts of romaine. That's our usual. I got 1 bag of gala apples. This is one of the things that killed me because these were on sale for $1.99 for, I think it's a 3-pound bag. And I put 2 in my cart because I thought that's a good price and I'm gonna get it, and then I didn't have enough. And I knew I had still like 4 apples at home. So I went ahead and put it back, and I only got 1 bag of apples. I also got our 2 English cucumbers that I've been getting. That works out really well for lunches mostly. We've been able to get through those without them going bad. I did get a pineapple. It's big and it looks really nice, so I'm hoping it's a good one. My last one was actually really good from there. And I got the organic baby cut carrots again, just to snack on. That's mostly me. Sometimes my son will grab some if he doesn't like another vegetable that we're having. And I grabbed just some regular, I think this is two pounds of whole carrots for mostly soups and stews. And if I run out of these, I will eat those. I think I already said my romaine lettuce too. before. So that was all of my purchases, and that was in my $25 budget. Now it was actually came to $25.32, which I'm okay with because last week I believe was, or 2 weeks ago was $24.12, I think. I know it was at least like 70 cents under. So I know I'm covered there. I was pleased with that. As a separate thing, I did not include this. I mean, I did plan for it in our budget because I knew we had birthdays coming up. So my daughter has a birthday in February, so I'll get her stuff in a couple of weeks. My daughter's boyfriend has a birthday in January, which he was not home for, so we're gonna do his birthday meal this coming weekend. He wanted homemade pizza, so I make my own pizza dough. I have my own canned sauce that I do. I did make a bunch of cheese up because I knew this was coming up, so I just had to buy the pepperoni for that. I did go ahead because he didn't ask for it, but I wanted to surprise him because I know one of the things I make that he really loves is the cold taco dip. So I bought a thing of cream cheese for that, the lettuce to shred up. I have my own home canned salsa, so I'll use that. I got the chips to scoop that with, and it also takes some sour cream. But we actually get free coupons from our milk co-op once a month, and so I know I have a coupon for sour cream. I didn't want to spend the money at Aldi, and we have to get Bison sour cream with the coupon, so they don't have that there. So I'll run to my local store and get that, and that won't cost anything. That'll be for free. For his dessert, he wanted vanilla cake and vanilla ice cream. I could totally make the cake, but he grew up with just cake from a box, and so I'm making him cake from a box because that's what he wants. And then actually it'll be just pretty much just like this. He wants chocolate frosting with it, and that I will make homemade. And then he likes just vanilla ice cream. So yeah, that's going to be his meal. And like I said, that wasn't counted in as part of my budget. I knew these things were going to be occurring, and I allowed myself to get these extras for the special birthdays because I do like to make them what they like for their meal. Tonight I'm making birthday dinner for my daughter's boyfriend. He requested homemade pizza, so I made the pizza crust out of a Country Life's cookbook, Jennifer. I don't think I've ever made this before. It turned out great. I have my homemade canned sauce on there. I made up a whole batch of cheese, which was 4 gallons of milk, I believe. And then I bought the pepperoni from Aldi. And I have 2 pizzas. And I'm also going to do up a taco dip because he likes that. And he requested salad and just a yellow cake. And I'm going to make up some chocolate frosting for that as well. And we'll celebrate his birthday tonight. I decided to make this half of this one a more deluxe pizza, so I added some onions that I had cut up and some canned roasted red peppers that I did and some banana peppers. Sounded good to me. We'll see. It is lunchtime on the next day, and I am putting leftover pizza in the air fryer. I have some salad with that. And I also opened up 2 cans of these mandarin oranges that I've had in my basement storage for a while. I figured it was time, and that's lunch. I'm still trying to use up the pork that we have, so you can't see all of them, but there's actually 5 pork chops in here. The top 3 are pork steaks, actually, and then the bottom 2 are a little bit smaller, and those are pork chops. I'm trying to come up with different ways to do pork chops. My family loves pork chops, so they won't complain. But this is one of the favorite ways to do it. I put them in the Instant Pot. These are actually almost still completely frozen. I put some water in the bottom of the Instant Pot, and I'm going to put in some of this onion soup and seasoning mix. I got this on sale at like a discount store, and it's lasted a really long time. It's good. So I'm going to add some of that on top just to season it up. no measuring, just seasoning. And then when those are done, I will put in some flour and water just to thicken that gravy up. I'm going to put them in for 45 minutes. I know that is way more than enough, even though they're frozen, but I like to have them falling apart because I want them in gravy. And I'm purposely making extra because I want it to last us tonight. And then tonight we'll do it with some mashed potatoes, and then tomorrow I'll probably do it as like a meat and gravy sauce, probably over egg noodles. We'll see. Here is the finished meal. I had some mashed potatoes that I whipped up. Here are the pork chops. And then I also pan fried some green beans that I had from the freezer. With the pan drippings that were left in the Instapot, I added some cornstarch and some salt and pepper and made a gravy. This does not look appetizing right now at all, but it's just bouillon floating on the top. This is really a conglomeration, just trying to get rid of stuff. I actually had like a half of a gallon maybe of prepared broth in the freezer. I added in another quart jar of canned broth, and then I added 2 more quart jars of water and just added some bouillon to that. Hopefully that works. I am going to pretty finely chop up some carrots and celery to add some vegetables into this. I might also chop up some spinach that I have in the freezer. And then I am going to add this tortellini, which I've actually had for a while and just didn't make in my pantry. So tonight's the night. My crew usually loves any soup that I've made. However, I haven't ever really made one like this. So we'll see how this goes over. I was hoping to make this meatless. This is just cheese tortellini. So we'll see if that will work for them. I ended up chopping up my carrots and celery in the food processor because I did want them small anyway. So that was easy, just threw them in there. And I do have onions, but I'm just being lazy and I kind of just want a little bit of onion flavor without the chunks. So I'm just going to put in that much of minced onion. I'm going to put this on the soup setting. That should be long enough because I usually like to pre-cook carrots and celery, but that's when I have them in bigger chunks. So the soup setting should be fine. I'm not going to put the tortellini in until the very end because it only takes, I think, like 10 or 15 minutes to boil it. And of course, I'm going to put my vegetable scraps in my freezer bag full of other vegetable scraps so I can make another broth next time. I am actually home alone for lunch today, which doesn't happen very often. My husband and my son and a couple of other farmers actually all went to a crop meeting that's put on, and the meeting includes a good lunch. So they're excited and I don't have to cook, so that's great. I'll just bring you along and show you what I make just for myself for a quick lunch. I just pulled out 3 of these, they're plant-based chicken tenders. And I have this, this is a flatbread, a sourdough flatbread that I actually make ahead of time, and then I put wax paper between them and I put them in the freezer. So I just pulled that out of the freezer, and I'm gonna put on some of these chicken tenders. I'm gonna add some lettuce to that. I already had this chopped. I don't know, from the other night when we had salads, I guess. So that's nice and quick and easy. I'm gonna put some of that on top. I'm gonna make a big mess. Actually decided to go ahead and chop up these not chicken tenders. I just figured they might stay better in my wrap. So I'm gonna cut these up, and then on this half of the wrap over here, I'm gonna put in some of this Hellmann's vegan mayo. And I'm gonna just put a few drips of this Frank's red hot sauce on it. Not too much. I don't like it too hot, but I do like the flavor of it. So I think I'm gonna just put that over the mayo. I will fold up my wrap and kind of eat it like a taco. And I'm gonna have some organic baby cut carrots on the side. And I'm gonna enjoy a nice quiet lunch and maybe do some reading while I eat lunch because I enjoy that quite a bit. For dinner on this night, I decided to make a sheet pan meal. I don't do this very often, but I decided to try it for tonight. So I chunked up some of our homegrown potatoes. I put on some pepper and some garlic salt, and I just sprayed it with a little bit of spray olive oil, so I didn't put a lot of oil on the potatoes. I have it on parchment paper. And I wanted to pre-roast these because I figured this would take much longer than the other ingredients. So I put that in the oven on 425 degrees for about 15 minutes. And then I completely forgot to record anything else. I actually had to leave on this night and I was volunteering at a church event, but I did put the Polish sausage cut up in pieces and the green beans on the tray and then had my husband take it out when it was done. And these were actually the leftovers the next day, and I popped those into the air fryer and just cooked them for a few minutes, and they liked this done much better. Good morning. It is big Saturday morning breakfast again. So I made up, I don't ever use a mix, but I had bought this when we went on vacation in August and we never ended up using it. So it was completely sealed and it'll be fine. So I thought I would use that up out of our pantry. It's just one where you add the mix and water. So we'll see how that is. And we've got some of the pancakes going. Got some maple sausage cooking. That's my son Noah's favorite, and he's home from college this weekend. I figured I'd get that cooking up. And I also have a pound of bacon cooking up. And of course, the coffee's getting ready.